All right, we're heading out on the road at 3 o'clock in the morning with Dustin. We're gonna be heading to the Dry Tortugas because he was going and I was like, you know what? I gotta take the chance, I'm just gonna do it. So we booked the ticket and we're heading out there at 3 o'clock in the morning because apparently if you get caught camping in your car in Key West, you get thrown in jail. I don't know how legit that is, but that's just what I was told. So we're not taking the risk. We're just gonna leave my house here in Miami at 3 a.m. and hopefully we get to the boat dock at 7 o'clock. That car does not sound good.
No.
All right.
That's gonna be rough.
We'll see you at 3 a.m. We made a quick pit stop on the way home for one last necessity for tomorrow's journey. Looking for Dramamine because seasickness is not good. The next morning, we started our journey, sleep-deprived, but eager to begin our adventure. Key West was at least 2.5 hours away, and the road had been washed over by an early morning sea fog. Conditions got a bit clearer by the 7-mile bridge, though, and eventually we made it to the home of the southernmost point of the United States, Key West. I'm getting some breakfast and listening to the roosters cackle. You hear them in the background. With no time to waste, Dustin and I collected our supplies and headed to the ferry terminal, which was conveniently just down the boardwalk from the parking lot.
Folks, there are no lifeguards out here. Currently, that lighthouse is currently closed. That folks coming out. Cheers.
Just made it onto the island at the perfect time. These seaplanes that transport people back and forth from Key West to the Dry Tortugas, they just landed here. It's pretty cool. Go over and check them out right now. You can probably hear them in the background. They're so loud. A lot of wind. It's supposed to get cold actually today, and there's kind of like a cold front coming in. It's gonna get a lot choppier than it was. Fort Jefferson, the main cultural attraction of the Dry Tortugas, is one of the largest brick forts in the United States. We're gonna go on a bit of a self-guided tour because we've kind of, I guess, missed the tour a little bit. Wow, this is crazy. Built in the late 1840s, Fort Jefferson has served many purposes in its life. First and foremost, a military stronghold, the fort has many windows which, as I'm sure you can guess, were not windows at all but gun ports. One of the things that we noticed was that metal tracks surrounded all of the gun ports and must have been part of the aiming system of the large cannons positioned there.
Than the front, and that's why I have like a smaller little thing.
The fort was also used as a prison for some time, and on the 24th of July, 1865, its most well-known prisoner, Samuel Mudd, arrived. Dr. Samuel Mudd was imprisoned here for conspiring with John Wilkes Booth in the assassination of President Abraham Lincoln. Pretty long way down if you fell off this wall. Yeah, I think so. actually say the wind is so strong over here that it's like kind of worrisome how tall these walls are and how there's like no siding to them. I feel like you just get blown straight off the side of this wall right here. You gotta be careful, watch your stepping. The water is perfect. We were really surprised by the way that we were allowed to just explore any part of the fort with very few exceptions and under no supervision. It kind of gave us more time to sit in one spot and just enjoy the sights. As the day wound down, we took our last looks at the incredibly clear waters surrounding the fort. This was honestly one of the coolest places I've ever been, and I'm so glad that Dustin gave me the idea to join him on this adventure out here. If you didn't already know, Dustin is on his way around the United States in his Vanagon, stopping at every national park along the way. I'll post a link to his YouTube and other social media pages in this video's description. Definitely check out his videos if you haven't already. Well, we've pretty much seen it all. We had a really good time walking around the old fort. Some spooky places. I would love to see them do like some sort of night tour, ghost tour. It's really cool. I'd say it's definitely worth it. There's no other place like it. The water is so clear and blue. It was too cool and choppy right now to do any snorkeling or anything, but I can see it being nice to snorkel here. The water is super clear. Fort is really cool to see. You can walk anywhere. Definitely 10 out of 10 to me.
Really appreciate you being out here, John. Thank you for keep doing the stuff that you're on the boat. So, we'll let you know what you think on those guys. That free trip back.
It is choppy.
Anytime you want to pull one up, you better keep it up.
So we made a really poor decision this morning and completely forgot to pay for parking. So we're wondering how expensive our parking ticket's gonna be when we get back to the van. At least the vans are still there and not like towed away or something. How much was it to pay to park?
32 a day.
Man.
So
you know that ticket's gonna be expensive.
the ticket's more than 32.
Yeah.
We literally walked right past this.
Nothing.
Are you serious?
Nothing. We didn't pay for parking at all. Yeah, you're staying here, man. This is good. So that was a lot of driving yesterday. Dustin's gonna be staying over there for a few days, and I drove back home all the way back to Miami, and it took kind of a while to get back here. There was a bit of traffic, and I think it had something to do with the amount of wind there was, because that wind was just ripping, especially across the 7-mile bridge, and there's no place on that bridge to pull over. The car was like moving around a lot, and it was kind of veering off the road a little bit. It was very difficult to drive it. It was kind of a struggle, and I'd say it was probably one of the most dangerous situations I've ever been in. Once you're on that bridge, there's no way off of it. You just have to keep going. There's no shoulders, nothing. It's just 7 miles of bridge. You have to get to the other side once you're on it. It was worth every second. It was worth waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning for. It was worth all of the rough seas. Just such an amazing park. I'm just surprised that it took me this long to see it. I mean, I've been living in Miami here for the last 25 years, and I just never even thought about going all the way over there. Every time I was in Key West, it was just to be in Key West, and never really to go over to the Dry Tortugas National Park. I think if I were to ever do this trip again, I'd probably go on an airplane, just because I'd like to see the fort from the air and get some aerial images like that, because you're not allowed to fly drones in national parks. The ferry's awesome too. I mean, I didn't have any problem with the ferry. It was a little rough out there, but I mean, I'd say that it's definitely worth it. We met a lot of really cool people on the ferry. Now to work on the CVs on the van. That's the next project. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.